You don't need to be a World Tour pro to benefit from world-class nutrition. Whether it's your weekend long ride or a hard interval session, Morton helps you stay fueled without upsetting your stomach. Use code LRCPTOUR26 for 15% off your order. Isaac Del Toro and Tadej Pogacar dropped the hammer. Remco not happy with Florian Lipovic. We had a barnstorming stage from Po to Gavarnie-Gerdre. 186 Ks with the Tourmalet there. The Tourmalet was put there so that the Pyrenees were not too impactful on the early part of this race. We have an 18k 4% climb after that long sort of false flat uphill valley. Campenaerts jumping from the gun, Hubarts and Mads Pedersen joining him. UAE team Emirates not having to do anything. But during break formation, we had some drama. Hubarts, just note his position here. Are you happy with this position? Are you not happy with this position? He's got his forearms on the bars, but apparently that wasn't the problem. He gets called from the Commissaire's car in a second, Alpecin and SN chasing Pedersen, and it was like his hand position or something. Anyway, he gets a warning, I think. We saw him dropping back to the peloton. We thought, has he been disqualified? Apparently he just chose to drop back because he was off it. And yeah, Alpecin and NSN didn't want Pedersen in the breakaway to take green jersey points at the intermediate sprint. That made break formation last forever. There was a short 5-minute hill. Van Aertveld, Jorgensen tries to bridge across. Really, really hard. Pogacar looks behind. He even jumps across to this move. He was sort of managing the break formation himself in this phase. It had been going on for 50 Ks. And Prudhomme tried to get across as well. So really, really hard. You do see, though, Pogacar there with Vingegaard, Del Toro. And there were splits. Remco Evenepoel was not in this split, nor maybe Ayuso. Ayuso had a mech or something. Maybe he came back. That break at Campenaerts and Pedersen still up the road. We see Tim van Dijk waiting for the Remco train. They had to drop teammates back. They do bring him back, so there was no problem or bother in the end. Vermeersch and UAE tried to calm things down. Visma go again, obviously wanting to get guys in the breakaway. Campenaerts there with Jorgensen, but it just doesn't go. Grosschartner and Pogacar marking it. Visma go again with Campenaerts and Jorgensen, and Tim Wellens is marking it. So that was it. We're only now 30 Ks from the base of Col d'Aspin. There was no margin for a break to actually get over the top of the Tourmalet and win the stage, knowing that it looked like UAE were hungry for the stage, hungry for GC action, and on Col d'Aspin, Nils Pollitt starts to set a furious pace. Tim Wellens takes over after him, and he's dropping more riders. Quinn Simmons gone, Mohoric gone. So UAE smashed the Aspin. Lenny Martinez and VPP, the battle of the diminutive French climbers. Sprint. I don't actually know who won that in the end. They battle for the KOM points. Lenny surprised himself on Tourmalet. Here we go. 17K, 7%. The last 13Ks are 8% plus. First 4Ks are shallow. What have UAE got planned? What can Jonas Vingegaard do in response? There's no breakaway, no teammates ahead. Will Pogacar try and go on the Tourmalet? Grosschartner starts to wind it up. Arensman dropped, then Jorgensen dropped, Torsten Tran, the yellow jersey, who just took it by 12 minutes, dropped. Remco looking pretty good, though. So Remco looking much better on the long climb than he did previously. Prudhomme does his last pull to bring Sykes into position onto Vingegaard's wheel because UAE were just tapping out a fierce pace. Yates after McNulty, he went after Grosschartner, and Del Toro. It looked like he was suffering a little bit, wondering where his finish line is. Yates before him. Looks like UAE are starting to wind it up even more. And we see here, this was obviously the go marker for Del Toro. 5Ks to go, something switches, he launches it there. So obviously 5Ks to go was where his lead-up point was. And he goes really, really hard. Remco and Lipovic start to do their pace. Sykes on a gap, and Vingegaard pulls out. Del Toro sees that and then accelerates further. Pogacar was trying to tell, it seemed, Del Toro not to accelerate so steeply because he looked back and saw Vingegaard was not there. He then speaks to Del Toro, says, get on the wheel. He was hoping maybe they could cooperate. The two of them got over the top of the climb. They would obviously take a really, really big gap. Vingegaard is looking, he's about on 2 seconds here, 3 seconds there, and Pogacar accelerates, extends the gap. Sykes dropped. Lipovic is coming back to Vingegaard a little bit, but then the Dane starts to wind it up. We saw then Del Toro dropped, Pogacar's going clear, and then Vingegaard starts to accelerate. 4.2 Ks to go. He holds the gap stable. He gets to Del Toro, drops Lipovic. Pogacar's got it about 10 seconds. Vingegaard then drops Lipovic and Del Toro. The gap goes from 10 seconds at 4Ks to go down to about 7 seconds, and even 6 seconds it says at one point, but then it starts to go in the other direction. At 2Ks to go, Vingegaard loses 15 seconds extra very, very quickly. His face changes, starts to be suffering a lot more, and Remco paced it really well. He was with Ayuso and Schelmoser. It was 30 seconds, and what would it be at the end? Because 30 seconds in the grand scheme of things compared to previous tours is not that much, but the stage doesn't finish on top. We still got 45 minutes of racing to go, and the problem for Vingegaard is he's in the middle of two problems. He's too far in front of Sykes-Sass and Lipovic was attacking for some reason over the top. Sykes was probably like, what are you doing? He's too far away from them to wait at this point. There's no satellite riders in the breakaway, and Tadej Pogacar is probably going to take out more time on the descent. So on the descent, Pogacar took about 35 seconds extra. The first technical part, they were basically lockstep, but then you got to this fast section. That's where Remco absolutely smashed it. He got back to the Sykes-Sass Lipovic Del Toro group with Schelmoser and Ayuso. It was then 1 minute 10 at the bottom of the last Cat 2 climb for Pogacar, and that gap would double. So the gap on this climb, on this category 2 climb, it went like 2 or 2.5 times bigger than the gap of the Tourmalet against Vingegaard. That goes to show why UAE raced the way they did, why they probably pinpointed this stage to make the difference. Remco attacks in this group, gets a gap, and curiously, you won't like watching this back on the tape in the evening. Lipovic closes him again. So Remco and Lipovic wasn't really coordinated in that group because Vingegaard was losing loads of time. 1 minute 50 went to 2 minutes 40, but the group just refused to catch Vingegaard. Remco was doing his best, left it all on the line to chase, but Pogacar wins the stage. He's chasing that Mark Cavendish record. He's on the way. Vingegaard loses 2 minutes 40. Is the Tour de France over? Del Toro third. Remco not happy he didn't get a lead out from Lipovic, but Pogacar wins the stage. Then Remco in fourth, Sykes-Sass 2:57 with the group of Lipovic, Ayuso, Schelmoser, Lenning and Kuss just a bit behind. Here's what Tadej Pogacar had to say.
23 stages on the Tour de France. Would you rate this one in your top 5, top 3, top 1 of most impressive wins?
I think top 5, I would say. I got flashbacks to what was the stage also with Tourmalet in 2023 when I broke my hand.
The Cotteret?
Yeah, I got a lot of flashbacks, was similar finish. But yeah, it's really incredible victory. It's one of the sweetest for sure.
In terms of GC, Torsten Trani crashed on the descent. He loses it. Vingegaard goes into second behind Pogacar, who reclaims the yellow jersey on 2:42 ahead of his closest rival, Del Toro. He's in third, only 3 seconds ahead of Remco. So the battle for third looking pretty tight at the moment. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you with the recap tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.